Hey guys, Becca Grabinski. I am a coach for high achievers. I help the 1% of the world, the humans on this planet, right? That we grew up and we felt like black sheep. We're different than others. We have these standards, this desire to build, this desire to be a better version of us. And so today I want to take you through a short activity that has been really beneficial to me, and I think you're going to love it. So, the question that I posed to myself is, what am I releasing this week to create space for my next level? And the first question was, what is my next level? What does this look like? What am I creating? And so I want you to think of yourself of, this is point A, this is where you are. This is point B, this is where you desire to go. And there's this gap in between that we don't care about because we play in the realm of quantum physics. So this is irrelevant. So point B is where we desire to go. So what does that energy look like? What does it feel like? Instead of looking at it as a specific dollar amount target, a specific quantifiable, measurable item, we want to move more into the realm of feeling, because our desire in the achieving point B and getting to point B, what's actually happening is we want to go there because we feel that we're going to feel a certain way when we get there. So instead, if we delete this goal, because I don't believe in goals, and we wipe it out, and instead we move into how would we feel if we had it, now we can actually create, and in hitting point B, we actually feel the way that we most desire to feel. And it also opens up this like expansive energy that allows us to create it at a different level. Okay. So for me, I'm moving into the realm of the version of me, the identity of me that is fearless. Okay. So, first things I look at is, what are the things that I'm afraid of? What rejections am I afraid of? What am I afraid of creating that may not work? Where's my doubts? Where are my fears? Where is the version of me that isn't fearless, right? We need to look at her. A passionate pursuit of a vision is what's really coming through me. But I have this energy kind of like underneath the surface that's this restlessness. Very normal for me, especially when I'm in the realm of creation. There's this restlessness energy, almost as if I know where I want to go, but I don't yet have all the pieces, but I'm like trying to run. And it just kind of feels like this energy is kind of working its way through me. New ideas, eager to share my plans for what I want to create, what this could be. Creation is really fun. And the way that I really like to create is that I want you to think about this. You have this painting, and this painting is the version of you from yesterday. This is a past version of you. So our options are, we can either take paint and we can repaint this, and try to fix it and maneuver the painting, or we can just get rid of that painting and we have a brand new blank white perfectly prepped canvas, and we can start from scratch. This white canvas process is so much easier than trying to take old experiences, old versions of you, old belief systems, old thought processes, old identities, and try to maneuver old energy. That is the hardest way to create. So we hit the full delete button. Okay. We delete the past. And in this moment, we have this blank white canvas. So, like, eager to share the plans for what this could be is coming from the version of me that has a white canvas. Now, can I look at old paintings and be like, oh, I really like that color, or I really like that, specific tree in the background, and bring them into this? The answer is yes, but I'm not taking the old painting and trying to repaint over it. So there's also this, like, underneath the surface, there's drive, there's speed. I have got this ambition, like I'm feeling propelled forward, but not pulled forward. The propel is like almost as if I'm standing at neutral. I'm tipped back just a little bit in the energy of receiving. But it's coming to me and I'm walking towards it. But it's this propel, but this is speed, this ambition, this desire. All of me desires this. I've also got this like kind of interesting wobble, right? This unconscious bias that's going on behind me. We all have this, and that's our ego, right? And so it's the difference between, like, is this illusion or is this intuition? And so it's this constant checking in for me, especially when the energies get really high, is where in me, where in me is this is actually intuitive hell yes. And then where in me is this an illusion where I'm trying to pull something from the past because it's familiar, because it feels safe. So we've got ego, which is the illusion. And then we've got our soul, which is the intuitive piece of us. And so I'm kind of playing in this as I'm in the realm of creation. And so it's the energy of the moon, right? When the moon is reflecting down, but it's still dark and you can't necessarily see everything. So it's more of an observatory energy between the two, differentiating. And then I've also got this like this feminine fire, right? So this of receiving, of allowing versus this like leaning out, making it happen type vibe, which is the old version of me. I think a lot of us that are high achievers, we can really feel familiar with this like hustle and grind and push and then we can only burn ourselves out so many times where we realize that that way of creating was a way of the past, but we can't bring that into the future anymore. It doesn't work. So then I have this energy of like the courageousness, which comes, kind of in line with the fearlessness, this magnetism, this charisma, this light, right? Like when I'm getting messages now, it's like I'm getting a lot of messages of like, I can see your light, which means I've done a lot of work of healing, of releasing, of creating space, right? For this new season, this new version of me, this new, right, blank canvas that I'm painting. And then there's also this like energy of abundance, but this energy of abundance isn't like this overflow, ridiculous amount. It's that all of the resources, regardless of big or small, are sacred. And that I treat them with respect and care, right? There's some accountability around abundance on how abundance gets to work for me. And so really kind of getting clear on that as well. So in the process of this creation, this version of me, these energies, right, that are kind of ruminating into this new identity that I'm in this present moment, I've got three things, right? So let's go back to this question. The question is, what am I releasing this week to create space for the next level? So I've healed. I don't have any triggers or any emotions coming up that need to be dealt with. So now I'm going like, I'm in a high frequency. My emotions are really good. I'm feeling very like neutral. And now I need to go deeper. Okay. What are the three things that are coming up? Okay. I've got this energy also kind of underneath the surface. And so here's what most people do. Okay. We're not most people, but let's just talk about this. And because I used to do this, you might too. Is that when things are going really well, we don't want to look at anything because we don't want to rock the boat. We don't want anything to upset us, right? We don't want to like, we feel good. We feel good. Let's just stay here because we know that when we don't feel good, we don't really like it. But what I've learned is if I dig when I'm feeling good and I go into what are these tiny little like wedges in my foundation that could throw me off the course in the future. If I look at them now they're not going to build up and build up and build up and build up until I blow. So for me, I found it's a lot easier to kind of go into the foundation and look, where are some pieces, where are some, foundational pieces that maybe need to be looked at. And so the first one is unconsciously, I've got this dissatisfaction and disappointment. And so I've had some situations with certain people where it has brought up in me this dissatisfaction and this disappointment. So the way that I process, so this is the first one, the way that I process this disappointment is I'm first going to sit down with pen and paper and I'm going to write down, what are all the things right now that I'm feeling disappointed about? And I just get really honest. What are all the things about me, about how I'm showing up, about others, about different experiences, about different ways that I'm processing things? Where is this dissatisfaction and this disappointment? And then underneath that, once there's nothing else that I have to write about that, it's where am I satisfied? Where in my life do I feel really satisfied? So what I'm doing is I'm taking this dissatisfaction and this disappointment out of me onto paper. So now it's no longer in my body once I write it. And then I'm shifting the energy into focusing on where I feel satisfied. Boom, energy shift, foundation cleared. Okay. 2, self-doubt, not getting the recognition that I expected. Okay. Self-doubt. Where in me feels self-doubt? Where in me feels that I'm not getting the recognition that I expected? honoring that piece of us is really important because it comes through in so many different ways. Same thing. I write it all down. I get it out of the body. I release it. And then the second part of it is where am I feeling confident? Where am I feeling really good about life? Where am I feeling really good about what I've created in different, pillars of my life that are actually going really, really well? And then the third is this like frugal, stingy protection of assets. Okay. I just had my kids in Florida for the last week and single mom. Okay. So part of that is this level of maybe like a level of guilt where I want to give them whatever they ask for, right? There's something inside of me that's like, right. And I don't know if you're divorced and you have kids, it's not a negative thing. It's just an awareness that I have that's like, you're still raising these people, right? That when they turn 18, they need to be highly successful, functioning adults. So there's like a fine line, but like they got their nails done and they went out to eat and they, wanted to go here and do this and whatever. The need for money was very strong. And so what happened is it wasn't about the money, it was that the spending was abnormal compared to my normal flow of finances. And so there was this like feeling of like, maybe that felt kind of misaligned. Maybe I didn't expect it. Maybe I created it. What is this? So all the areas where I'm feeling stingy and frugal about resources. So money, time, anything else that could come in line with the resources. Okay. Where you're feeling like you're clinging to them, you're feeling frugal, you're feeling you don't want to spend, that you don't want to give up your time, etc. And then on the flip side, it's like releasing that. And then where am I feeling abundant? Where am I feeling this amazing flow of resources coming to me? Where am I feeling this overflow of abundance in my life? Where am I feeling this overflow of resources in my life, of support, etc.? And so those may not be your three things, but I wanted to use them because maybe this first time that you work on this releasing to create space for your next level, that you could maybe just even start with those three, because I'm guessing you're probably experiencing a lot of that as well. And then from there, now we kind of have this clean, clear slate. So when we bring this white canvas back to really allow us to create, now we don't have any weird little misalignments, right? That can uproot this new painting that we are painting. So now I get to dream. So now I get to go back into the fearless version of me that no longer feels doubt, that no longer feels frugal, that no longer feels dissatisfied. Now, who is she? Now, who does she desire to be? Now I can step into this fearless aspect of me. How do I want to show up? What do I want to create? Who do I want to be today? And then let that build over the coming days. So if this is helpful, please share this. Thank you for joining me and have an absolutely amazing day.